And we're live. Hi, TPT sellers. It is Mike and Enrica, and we have an exciting topic. What are we talking about, Enrica?
Oh, we are talking about can we live out of TPT earnings? And I might have made a grammar mistake. I'm sorry, I'm not English, so I don't know if it's live out or live on. I did it. It's
Well,
all my fault. So be kind with me.
And this is an interesting question, right? Because it's the dream that okay, I can make a living off of TPT. So and then some of us are full-time teacherpreneurs like myself. This is my full-time job, not just TPT selling, but other online ventures as well. What about you, Enrica? Where are you right now with your?
Yeah, right now I'm at home, stuck at home because I'm recovering from surgery on my foot. So I'm like a full-time TPT seller, but I'm still in school. I'm still teaching, and I want to leave my day job. Let's say like that. I think anytime soon, but you know. I'm an introvert, so it's really somehow my dream to leave. And what the fact is not only that I'm an introvert, but the fact that I do love creating resources. My dream job would be just create stuff and then give to someone else everything that is related to it, like covers, product descriptions, and advertising, and everything else, you know.
The stuff that you don't realize you have to do.
Yeah, the stuff that you don't know at the beginning. I would just love to crank out resources.
So for the people who join us or the people who watch this later on, can you leave a comment and let us know if you're still in? Are you full-time TPT? Are you part-time TPT? Are you? I know some people when they have kids, when they're at home, sometimes they try to do the TPT while juggling with little ones. I know some people when they get sick, creating content on TPT is something to think about. But the question that I have, so someone on the SEOTpreneur PRO side, a TPT seller, sent me a screenshot of this image, which I've seen before, and I tracked it down. So if I go to Instagram, I was going to say Instagram.com, and it's Teacherpreneur Creator Club is the name of the account, Mandy at Education eVentures. And if I click on data, so I love talking about publicly accessible information. And here it is. So there's two that this person has crowdsourced based on estimates. One is based on December 2023, and then this one is based on January 2024. So I'm going to open this image in a separate tab, and I'm going to zoom in. Will it let me zoom in more? Oh, there we go. Okay. So the question is, I find I live off of my TPT earnings. I live off of brick and mortar consulting that I do. I live off of like the SEOTpreneur stuff. So I have multiple streams of revenue coming, and I'm also using some savings. And like the thought came to me, like, I don't know if I ever could make enough money on TPT alone to live off of it. And I think that's the dream. But when I look at the numbers that this person has sort of crowdsourced, we all like 100,000 is the number sort of thrown around about stores that are actually making money per month. And I know this is January, but it probably doesn't change that month. But we can see here, like even up to the 96th percentile, you're still making less than $1,000 per day. So I guess my question is, how many of us actually could live off of TPT? And is this, would you have started this if you knew that very few people actually made like $3,000, several $1,000s per month? Would you have started this?
Yes, for me, absolutely yes. When I started, I have to say I really had no idea what TPT was. I just found the website and I saw that I was able to post stuff there, and I did. That's it. I took my lesson and I posted it online without covers, without anything. I really had no idea, and I did, and I did enjoy it, and I didn't think I would have earned anything. After a couple of months, I earned like two
Yeah.
dollars and 50 cents, and I remember we were in the mountains on holiday, and we were laughing, thinking, and saying that, okay, next year we are going to go on holiday with my earnings on TPT.
Right.
And it was really fun. I think in the first 6 months, I made like $10 in grand total. And I was happy. I didn't think that I really could have earned money from TPT. It was just something that I liked, and it was funny and fun, and I enjoyed it.
So
Everything else,
you're describing what I think a lot of teachers do, where they try it, they like, oh, it's kind of fun. It's like coffee money, or it's like extra money.
yeah.
But now that you've sold for a couple of years and your earnings are creeping up, do you ever
Yeah.
do you ever wish that you could do this full time?
Yes and no. I think yes, because I love the liberty that gives me uh, living on TPT. If I decide to go out all day and work in the night, I can do it. If today I feel, I don't know, I just feel that I'm not able to work, or I need a break at 10 a.m., I can do that. I'm not sure
Yours?
that, yeah,
Sure.
that would be a good thing for me, because I'm an introvert, so I probably uh, would live close at home, like a an animal, like or something like that. I'm not sure, but
Idea.
that's what I would really love to do. I love
Okay.
creating.
So I have a question for you, and I
Yeah.
noticed when I scroll down on here. So I'm not sure how this person got this data, and maybe one of the viewers, if you know more about the backstory with this, this is again from uh, Mandy's Instagram account, Teacherpreneur Creator Club, Mandy at Education eVentures. But so this person here, if I'm reading this right, I think what they have here is they're saying if you're in the 99th percentile, based on the data that they had, some people started in the year 2009 and some people started in the year 2022. And this is, of course, 2024. So this means that according to this data, there is a seller, or there are several sellers who are in the 99th percentile in 2 years. Whereas I
Yeah.
think if we look down from the rest of here, we know that's not typical, but they exist. So what do you think is different between the people who managed to get into the 99th percentile?
Oh, yeah. I think I have an idea. I think it depends on the niche, because
Yeah,
I sell math for middle school, and it's a pretty saturated niche. If you sell, I don't know, high school, and you really have exceptional stuff, you might be, because there are not so many resources as there are for elementary or middle school.
see, I'm going to disagree with you. I agree with you in the sense that high school is less served with resources, and I think that's a niche. And I think that you're right, right? Like those are the sort of open spots. Here's what I'm wondering, and then let me know what you think, because you and I often have opposite ideas. I wonder if the people here at that 99th percentile who
Yeah.
opened the store in 2022, I wonder if they sell clip art to primary
Oh,
school teachers. That all
it
of a
might
sudden
be.
it's so cute, and the artist is just so good, and they just exploded, and then everyone started using their stuff because there's more. The reason why I mentioned this, and I was chatting with another TPT seller coach, sort of in the same sort of spot. And we were talking about how you can't live off of TPT. So then we start to diversify our income streams. And I now have, for example, on TPT, I have a TPT seller store. And I recently I have an email list of, I don't know, like 1,500 for my EduCircle store. And I have an email list that's maybe 200, 250 for my TPT seller tip stuff. And I sent out the exact same email that said, hey, want a $10 gift card for the sale? And my response on my EduCircle side was I got maybe 10 teachers responding, right? And even though I had 1,500 people. And my response on my TPT seller side, if I have 200 people, let's say for easy math, I got 16 responses.
Yeah.
So just there's more people because there's the potential of making money online. I wonder if that's where eventually all of us go. Like we all think like, hey, I wish I can make money off of TPT, but it's really hard to. So then we start to supplement our stuff with things that we've learned. And this person here, they look like they've got some great stuff in terms of like mock-ups and graphics, right? Like that's not my niche. Whereas my unfair advantage is TPT data, right? And so I wonder if that's, I don't know if that's the story. Is that where we go? We start with, we start on TPT, we create stuff that we teach. We start to say, I want to do this full time. And then we realize you can't actually scale your store up to get into the 99th percentile. So then we need other ways to make income. And then we start selling what we've learned about teaching or TPT selling to other TPT sellers.
It might be. Not my case. But
Not your yet, right?
No, I don't think so. This is not what I want to do.
Not
when I will be grown up.
Yeah. So I'm curious to hear from the people who are watching, to the 6 of you who are watching right now. Hey, it's great to have you here. I would be curious whether or not like what brings you to TPT? What keeps you selling when things are hard, right? Because if the goal is to make money, then we know that most of us won't be making enough to live off of, right? So, Enrica, do you still find joy in the process?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And this is why I'm continuing doing it. And I think that the only reason I would stop is if I don't enjoy it anymore. But I do enjoy it. And I enjoy now that I'm earning a little more. But I was still enjoying it when I was earning $2 per month. There is something, is something that brings me joy.
Okay.
And
so what if you had to do this for earnings? Like, okay, so the reason why I ask this is because I chat with a bunch of TPT sellers, and sometimes the story is, okay, I wanna make money off of TPT, right? I want to replace my income, maybe make $2,000, maybe like $4,000 a month, in a couple of years. Like that's the game plan. And this is a plot of that graph that the Teacherpreneur Creator Club had, and I just graphed the data in terms of income. And so very few, this is the 99th percentile that starts.
You're not sharing the screen.
Oh yeah, thanks. So this is the 99th percentile here that starts to graph up here. But this is 0.5% of TPT sellers who will actually get here. And selling on TPT, like Andrea pointed out in the Zoom in our Saturday club, that it's an opportunity cost. The time that you spend on TPT is time that you could be spending on something else. So if someone wanted to make money, would you recommend TPT?
No, probably I would recommend something else, but it's not, you don't start to make money. This is something that comes during the process. You start because you love what you do.
So
if you start to make money, go somewhere else, because it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. It requires a lot of effort and a lot of patience to get there, to earn something that is not big money, but that is worth it.
So okay, last thought before we jump off the call. What is worth it to you? right? Like what's if we know that most of us, like only 0.5, I think these numbers are maybe, this is in January too, and so I think the numbers will fluctuate. But let's say only 1% of us will make enough money to live off of with TPT. So then what becomes the goal where it's worth it? And is that time better spent on, maybe it's selling on Etsy, or maybe it's like creating like printable books or selling on Amazon? What's the number? I guess the
Oh,
question is what
I
keeps you
think
going?
there is no number. I think that is something that you want to do.
Yeah,
There is no magic number, and TPT is not easy. If you do it only for the money, then you can sell, I don't know, crafting on Amazon or whatever. Not, uh, I know. The other day, a teacher reached out and said, "Okay, we used your escape room, and the kids were so excited and challenged because it was pretty difficult for them,
right.
and they really enjoyed it." That's what's made my day.
Yeah.
But
So like, okay,
that's what I do. I love the idea that, and for me, is even more because someone else at the other part of the world from where I live, with a completely different background, completely different lives, they took my escape room, they used it, and they enjoyed it. That
right.
that's more than money.
That
It's something.
Okay, so final thought with the seven of us who are watching here, and definitely check out on Instagram Teacherpreneur Creator Club, which is the source of the image, and click on the data tab. Um, so final thought: do you think TPT should have released this information now that we know only 5%, like 5% or 0.5%, 1% of stores that actually make money make enough to live on? Or do you think they should have just kept this quiet, because then there's the dream and the myth that, okay, if I keep on working on my TPT store, I might eventually be able to make a couple $1,000s a month?
I don't see why not, because it's true that only 1% get there, or 0.5% or whatever. But
Right.
nobody tell you that that 0.55% is not you. Why not? If
Mm,
someone else did it, why can't you do it? It
okay.
depends on you, not only on the numbers. I don't know if I.
So I agree with that idea, but I think in practice, you're right. Everyone watching could be that 0.1% who finds that niche, and they're able to run with it and make that explode, and like, yeah. So I guess my question, oh, so sorry. Charlene just posted here, and I'm going to show this, and then I'm going to come back to where I was going. Charlene posted, I just watched YouTube video that Lauren posted, where she interviewed a new seller that had 6 resources, and a teacher TikToker bought one of her resources and loved it so much that she gave the teacher a shout out on the TikTok account. And that teacher ended up reaching the first TPT milestone in a month because of that shout out, which is rare, but wow, it can happen. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but that's a teacher TikToker, like, so someone like an influencer, and I don't know how many people had that, and then it hit that popularity, or you got that snowball effect, and it rolls. And I agree with that, but I guess how much of this is the myth and the dream of TPT, and how much of this is reality? And the reason why I ask that is because over here, assuming that this is correct, and let's just say for conversation's sake, let's start here. But 2009 is where some of these sellers started, and they're in the 99th percentile. And then there's some sellers who started at 2006, and they're still in the 97th percentile, and they've been chipping it away. And so just because you started early doesn't guarantee anything, because we see here people who started in 2000 and they're in the 96th percentile. But I wonder if part of it, yes, you make your own luck, but if you're creating resources for, if you're creating, like, I know a TPT seller, Paula, who was on a live stream once, like, she creates science of reading stuff in a highly competitive niche. But her stuff, I think if she can get traffic to, I think she could explode. But because it's so competitive, I guess the question is, how do you be so good that you're able to get in there, right? Like,
Yeah, that's question for another live stream.
yeah, I guess it is. And anyway, Charlene, thank you so much for that comment. That's awesome. We will catch you all next week. Any last thoughts before we sign off, Enrica?
Simply, as always, enjoy, enjoy. Don't think about the money. If you're good at what you do and you enjoy what you do, the money will come, will follow. You
See,
know, yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
on the opposite because I'm at a stage where I'm running out of runway on my airplane, and I have to decide is selling on TPT to teachers the best use of my time, as opposed to selling on TPT to TPT sellers or focusing on data tools. So it's, yeah, I like the idea of helping teachers, but I also have to be practical and feed the family.
Follow
Thank you.
your gut.
Yeah. Follow my gut. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye bye now. And I